There is something uniquely powerful about being chosen. It's a state of existence that comes with an extraordinary energy, a brilliance that sets you apart from others. For the chosen ones, the world around them can feel heavy with expectations, demands, and the weight of spiritual significance. They are gifted with a force that radiates deeply, an energy that can light up a room, shift the atmosphere, and influence those around them in ways they often don't fully understand. Yet this gift is not without its burdens. One of the heaviest of these burdens is loneliness. It's the quiet, almost suffocating solitude that accompanies being extraordinary in a world that does not fully understand the depth of your essence. Your brilliance, though admired, often leaves you isolated. Have you ever wondered why, despite your gifts, you sometimes feel more alone than ever before? You're surrounded by people, yet you still find yourself in a space where you feel disconnected, misunderstood, and out of sync with those around you. The loneliness you feel isn't a curse. It's a testament to the power and spiritual journey you're on as a chosen one. The first aspect of this journey that stands out is the incredible magnetic energy that chosen ones possess. It's not just the kind of energy you can feel when someone walks into the room, it's something far deeper. This energy is like a beacon drawing people in with an almost magnetic force, compelling them to seek your presence, your guidance, and your strength. It's a force so pure that people who are unaware of its intensity may not even understand why they are so drawn to you. It's not just the energy that makes you shine brightly, it's the way your light captivates others, pulling them toward you, seeking solace and emotional nourishment. But there's a hidden truth within this gift. While others are drawn to your light, they don't always come with the same intention of reciprocating. What happens is that without realizing it, your energy becomes a one-way exchange. People in their need for support, guidance, and reassurance unintentionally begin to drain you. Family, friends, and even partners, though they love you, often come to you with their problems, fears, and emotional needs. They rely on you to heal them, to lift them up, to be the steady force when life feels chaotic for them. And while you offer that support willingly, over time it takes its toll. The demands never stop. They can't see how much of your energy is being taken. Nor do they always realize that the more they lean on you, the more depleted you become. It's not their fault, of course. Most people are unaware of the intensity of the energy they are absorbing. But you, the chosen one, are left feeling drained, fatigued, and often unable to replenish yourself. What was once a source of joy helping those you love becomes an exhausting cycle that you can't easily escape. The imbalance between giving and receiving energy creates a deep sense of fatigue, but this fatigue is not like any physical tiredness you experience from a hard day's work. No, this fatigue runs deeper. It seeps into your very soul, leaving you weary in a way that cannot be fixed by rest alone. Your mind feels burdened, your spirit feels hollow, and even the simple act of engaging with others begins to feel draining. It's no longer about just being physically tired, it's about the mental and emotional exhaustion that comes from constantly being the giver without receiving enough to restore your energy. This imbalance creates a perpetual cycle of fatigue that only a chosen one can truly understand. So what do you do when you are the one everyone turns to, but you have nothing left to give? You retreat. You withdraw. And that's not a sign of weakness. It's your survival mechanism. You must protect your energy, for without it you cannot continue your path. Solitude becomes a necessary retreat to recharge and heal. In the quiet, in the solitude, you find the space to replenish the reserves that have been depleted. These moments alone are not punishment. They are a divine necessity to preserve who you are, to ensure that your brilliance shines without being extinguished by the weight of others' demands. Retreating into solitude allows you to reconnect with your inner self, to find your balance and to protect the very essence that makes you who you are. But this solitude can often lead to feelings of isolation. Even though the withdrawal is necessary, it leaves you feeling as if you're standing alone in the world, disconnected from the very people you long to connect with. The loneliness, however, is not a curse. It's a preparation. It's a time of spiritual growth and self-discovery. a time when you can heal and regain the strength needed to face the world again. The solitude, though painful at times, becomes the space in which you find your strength, your peace, and your purpose. Now there is another layer to this journey, the undeniable, sometimes overwhelming presence of the chosen ones. It's not just the energy that radiates from within you, it's the aura you carry, the confidence and the strength that others feel as soon as you enter a room. There's a commanding presence that cannot be ignored, a gravitational pull that makes heads turn when you walk in. People can sense the authority and clarity you possess, and while they may be drawn to it, they are also intimidated by it. It's a paradox. The very qualities that make you a beacon for others are the same qualities that create a barrier, one that separates you from meaningful relationships. This aura you carry, this strength that defines you, is not always something others are comfortable with. For some, it's a source of admiration. For others, it's a source of fear. When you walk into a room, the energy shifts, the dynamics change, people take notice. But there is something about your presence that causes others to feel inferior, to question their own worth in comparison to your strength. You don't even need to say anything for the impact to be felt. It's in your energy, it's in your clarity, it's in the depth of your being that others sense the difference between you and them. And for many, this creates an overwhelming sense of insecurity. The truth is, people often shy away from the chosen ones, not because they don't like them, but because they feel inferior in comparison. They see your power, your wisdom, your clarity, and they fear they cannot match it. It's not that they reject you, it's that they cannot keep up with your energy. They cannot navigate the frequency you exist on, and this leaves them feeling disconnected from you. What's even more difficult is that while others may admire you from afar, the fear of your power prevents them from truly connecting with you. This fear creates an invisible wall, one that keeps them at a distance no matter how much they may want to be close to you. It's a lonely experience being admired and respected from a distance, but never having anyone truly close to you. In this way, your presence, which should unite you with others, becomes the very thing that isolates you. The more you shine, the more others step back. The admiration they feel for you is often tempered by the fear that they are not enough to match your energy, to match your brilliance. And so the paradox continues. You are surrounded by people who respect you, but few dare to get close. You're admired, but you remain alone, standing at the pinnacle of your own existence, separated by the very light you cast. This paradox of admiration and isolation is one that many chosen ones experience. Your strength, your power, your energy, these are all gifts that should connect you to others, but they often become barriers, walls that keep you isolated. Your light is too bright for others to bear, and in their insecurity they step away. And so you continue your journey, walking the path that few can follow, surrounded by people who admire you from afar, but never able to truly connect with them on the deep level you desire. The more you shine, the more you stand alone. The journey of the chosen one is marked by a profound and intricate intellectual and spiritual depth that sets them apart from the average person. This depth is not merely a reflection of knowledge or wisdom, but a connection to the very fabric of existence itself. Chosen ones have an ability to perceive and understand things that others cannot, a perspective that transcends the ordinary and touches the divine. They see beyond the surface of everyday life, reading between the lines of reality and accessing insights that seem otherworldly. Yet this gift of depth often goes unrecognized or misunderstood by those around them. People see them as intelligent, wise, and insightful, but few can truly grasp the extent of their inner world. Conversations with the chosen one often reveal the vastness of their thoughts, and while others may appreciate the surface-level wisdom, they struggle to comprehend the layers beneath it. The depth of the chosen one's mind is not easily understood. It is a treasure trove of profound insights, spiritual experiences, and philosophical reflections that others can rarely follow. Even when the chosen one tries to articulate their experiences or ideas, they are often met with polite nods or confused stares. Their profound spiritual realizations are dismissed as abstract musings, their emotional intelligence seen as unrelatable or overly complex. This leaves the chosen one feeling as though they are speaking a language that others cannot understand, a language of the soul, which no matter how eloquently expressed remains alien to most. This inability to connect on a deeper level leads to a sense of isolation. The chosen one yearns for meaningful conversations, for someone who can truly understand their experiences and their spiritual path. However, these connections are rare, often as difficult to find as a needle in a haystack. The desire to share their wisdom, their spiritual insights, and their intellectual discoveries is met with silence, misunderstanding, or disinterest. This leaves the chosen one with the feeling of walking a solitary path, one that is uniquely their own. But this loneliness is not a punishment. It is instead a necessary part of their journey. It encourages self-discovery and personal growth. The solitude allows them the space to reflect on their inner worlds, to understand their depth, and to cultivate their spiritual gifts. The chosen one's path is not one that can be easily shared with others, not because others are incapable, but because the journey itself requires a kind of aloneness that fosters inner transformation. As they traverse this solitary road, they gain clarity and strength. The isolation, while painful, is the crucible in which their soul is refined. It is where they confront their deepest fears, their hidden desires, their true self. And through this journey they come to understand that their depth is not a burden, but a gift, one that will eventually allow them to connect with others who are on a similar path. Chosen ones possess an unmatched dedication to their path, an intensity that drives every action they take. This intensity is not merely about ambition or desire, it is a soul-deep passion for their mission, a relentless pursuit of their higher purpose. Every fibre of their being is attuned to their calling, and nothing can deter them from their path. It is a force that propels them forward, pushing them to achieve more, learn more, and become more. But this passion, while a source of immense strength, can also be overwhelming to those around them. For the people in the chosen one's life, friends, family, and partners, keeping up with this intensity can be difficult. The chosen one's focus is all-consuming, and it often leaves little room for others to fully understand or match their pace. This intensity creates a natural separation between the chosen one and those who are not equally committed to their path. The people around them may try to offer support or companionship, but they often find themselves falling short of the chosen one's unwavering drive. It is not that they lack love or care, rather it is the chosen one's insatiable desire to fulfill their purpose that creates a divide. This relentless pursuit can make others feel inadequate, as though they are not enough to keep up with the chosen one's passion. Over time, this separation becomes more pronounced. The chosen one's intense focus leaves little room for social interaction, and even when they do make the effort to connect with others, it often feels like they are 2 steps ahead, leaving their companions behind. This isolation is not a choice, but a consequence of the passion that fuels the chosen one's journey. Solitude becomes a constant companion, a necessary part of their existence. It is in the quiet moments of solitude that they find the peace and clarity needed to recharge, to reflect, and to realign with their higher purpose. The intensity that drives the chosen one is both their strength and their isolation. It propels them toward greatness, but also separates them from the world around them. The people they love may admire them, but they can never fully grasp the depth of their drive. As the chosen one continues their path, they learn to accept solitude as a necessary companion. It is through this solitude that they gain the strength to continue their journey, knowing that their passion is a gift that will eventually lead them to the connections they seek, connections that will resonate with the intensity of their soul. Another defining characteristic of the chosen one is their heightened sensitivity to the energies and emotions of those around them. It is as though they are finely tuned instruments capable of picking up on the subtlest vibrations in the environment. Whether it's the emotions of the people in a room or the energy of a particular situation, the chosen one feels it all. This sensitivity is a gift, one that allows them to connect deeply with others on an emotional level. However, it is also a burden, as it makes navigating crowded or emotionally charged environments incredibly difficult. The constant influx of emotional energy from others can be overwhelming. In social settings, the chosen one is bombarded by waves of emotions: anger, sadness, joy, fear, and they absorb it all. It can feel like a storm crashing against their shores, leaving them drained and disoriented. They can sense when someone is hiding their true feelings, when there is dishonesty in the air, or when tension lingers beneath the surface. While this ability is invaluable in many situations, it also creates a constant undercurrent of emotional exhaustion. Every interaction, every conversation becomes a subtle battle to maintain their own emotional equilibrium. This heightened sensitivity makes it difficult to engage in casual social interactions, as the chosen one's mind is always processing the emotional currents around them. Even simple interactions can leave them feeling depleted as they absorb the emotional states of others without being able to easily release them. It's as though they're constantly walking through a field of emotional landmines, never quite knowing what they will encounter next. This emotional weight, though a gift, can be suffocating, and the chosen one often seeks solitude as a refuge. Solitude becomes essential for the chosen one's emotional balance. It is in these quiet moments alone that they can ground themselves, find their center, and restore their energy. Without this time to process and heal, the constant emotional barrage from the world would overwhelm them. In solitude, the chosen one can release the emotions they have absorbed, find clarity, and reconnect with their own energy. These moments alone are not just necessary, they are vital for their well-being. The need for solitude, however, is often misunderstood by others. People may see the chosen one withdrawing from social situations and mistake it for isolation or rejection. But in reality, this withdrawal is a form of self-care, a necessary practice to maintain their emotional health. The chosen one's sensitivity to the energies and emotions of others is what allows them to be deeply compassionate and empathetic. However, it is also what makes them vulnerable to emotional exhaustion. The constant need to retreat into solitude is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of their strength and wisdom. They understand that in order to continue giving to others, they must first take the time to restore themselves. In this solitude, the chosen one finds peace. It is in these moments alone that they can recharge, heal, and prepare for the next encounter with the world. Their sensitivity, though overwhelming at times, is a gift that enables them to connect with others in a way that few can. But in order to continue being that beacon of light for others, they must protect their energy and guard their emotional well-being. Solitude, though it may feel isolating, is a necessary and sacred part of the chosen one's journey. Chosen ones often walk a solitary path not just physically but spiritually. Their unique spiritual insights create a deep sense of loneliness, one that stems from their ability to perceive the world differently, on a plane that few others can understand. This heightened awareness isn't a gift that brings instant connection with others, it's a heavy burden. As the chosen one, you are blessed with the ability to see the hidden truths of the universe, to feel energies that most can't even begin to comprehend, and to understand the divine design in ways that are far beyond the ordinary scope of human perception. But these unique perceptions come with a price. When you share your insights or spiritual experiences, you often find yourself met with blank stares or disinterest. It's not that others do not want to understand, it's that they simply cannot. Your visions, your deep spiritual understanding seem too far removed from their reality. These are things that can't be explained with words alone, and the closest anyone can come to understanding them is through a brief moment of curiosity that fades as quickly as it appears. The very gifts that should connect you to the world often set you apart from it. You yearn for companionship in this spiritual journey, a like-minded soul who can understand the depths of your experiences and thoughts. But such individuals are rare, like finding a needle in a haystack. Most people live in a reality that is disconnected from the deeper spiritual truths that you are constantly attuned to. They are not bad people, and they certainly don't lack value, but their worldview is often limited by the constraints of the physical, the immediate, and the material. They might not even be aware of the higher dimensions you engage with. This disconnect can be profoundly isolating. This spiritual loneliness is not something that can be easily cured or alleviated by simply being around others. It is part of the chosen one's journey, a path that few are able to walk with you. However, this solitude, while painful at times, also serves a purpose. It is in these quiet, isolated moments that true spiritual growth occurs. When you are alone with your thoughts, your visions, and your connection to the divine, you have the opportunity for self-discovery, for deepening your understanding of who you are and why you are here. These moments of solitude become the crucible in which your spirit is forged, the space where you are able to reflect on your purpose, your mission, and the sacred role you are meant to fulfill. Through this spiritual loneliness, you learn to rely on your inner guidance, to trust the wisdom that comes from within, and to find peace in your own company. This process of self-discovery and solitude is essential for your spiritual growth. While it might be difficult to navigate the vast depths of your spiritual journey alone, it is precisely through these moments of solitude that you grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your higher purpose. The loneliness you feel is not a curse, but a sacred space that allows you to strengthen your connection to the divine, refine your spiritual gifts, and prepare for the relationships and experiences that are destined for you in the future. One of the most isolating aspects of being a chosen one is the vivid dreams and prophetic visions that often accompany your journey. These experiences are not just dreams, they are powerful glimpses into realms beyond the physical world, offering insights and truths that most people cannot even fathom. You may experience dreams that foretell the future, visions that reveal hidden truths, or experiences that leave you shaken by their intensity. These are not ordinary dreams. They are messages from the divine guiding you on your path and helping you unlock the secrets of the universe. However, with such intense and prophetic experiences comes a deep sense of isolation. When you wake from these dreams or visions, you are left with profound insights that you cannot easily share with others. Most people would dismiss these visions as mere fantasies or dreams, unable to comprehend the deep spiritual significance behind them. You are left with the burden of carrying this knowledge, often feeling as though you are walking alone through a world that cannot see what you see. This creates a barrier between you and others as you try to explain your experiences to people who can't possibly understand, or who may even ridicule you for having such vivid, often unsettling dreams. These intense realities, though gifts, also create a divide. You may feel disconnected from the world, as though you are living in two realms at once, the physical world and the world of dreams and visions. It's as if you are constantly walking between dimensions, seeing things that others cannot see, understanding things that others cannot understand. This divide often leaves you feeling isolated, as though you are an observer, rather than a participant in the reality that everyone else is living. The inability to share these experiences with others only deepens the sense of loneliness. While you may long to connect with someone who can understand the profound nature of your dreams and visions, those individuals are few and far between, and so you are left to navigate these unseen realms in solitude. Your spiritual journey, though rich with profound experiences, becomes a path that only you can walk. The isolation that comes from these visions is not a punishment, but an opportunity to deepen your connection with the divine and to strengthen your ability to listen to the messages that come through. These dreams and visions are part of your divine purpose. They are not meant to be shared with everyone, but with those who are ready to understand and embrace their significance. Until then, you must walk alone, carrying the knowledge and insights that are meant for you. These experiences shape who you are, and while they may make you feel distant from others, they also prepare you for the greater purpose that lies ahead. In time, you will find those who are ready to walk beside you, those who will understand and appreciate the depth of your vision. But until then, your solitude is the space in which your gifts can grow and your understanding of the divine can deepen. Being a chosen one is not just about receiving spiritual gifts and insights, it is about carrying a profound responsibility. These gifts come with a duty to use them wisely and ethically. As a chosen one, you are entrusted with the power to shape lives, influence outcomes, and guide others on their journeys. This responsibility is not something that can be taken lightly. It requires immense strength, wisdom, and discernment to wield such power effectively. But with this weight of responsibility comes the necessity for periods of solitude. In order to fulfill your purpose and use your gifts wisely, you must retreat at times for reflection and self-alignment. The responsibility of being a chosen one is not just about helping others, it is about ensuring that you are spiritually and emotionally prepared to carry out your mission. This requires setting boundaries, protecting your energy, and ensuring that your actions are aligned with your highest purpose. And this often means stepping back from the noise of the world and retreating into solitude. Setting boundaries can be one of the most challenging aspects of being a chosen one. You're gifted with the ability to help others to heal and to guide, but this gift also means that others will constantly seek your energy. Without boundaries, you risk depleting yourself and your ability to fulfill your purpose becomes compromised. Solitude is a necessary tool for maintaining these boundaries. It allows you to reflect on your path to discern where you are being called and to ensure that your energy is being used in alignment with your divine purpose. This solitude is not just about being alone, it is about creating space for introspection, for realignment, and for growth. The responsibility you carry is a heavy one, and it requires moments of stillness to ensure that you are walking the path that is meant for you. These periods of solitude are essential for maintaining your clarity, your focus, and your ability to serve others. They allow you to reconnect with your inner guidance, to find peace in your own heart, and to prepare yourself for the next phase of your journey. The weight of your responsibility is immense, but it is also a privilege. You have been chosen for a purpose far greater than yourself, and in order to fulfill that purpose, you must take the time to care for yourself, to reflect and to realign with the divine. Solitude is not a retreat from the world. It is a necessary part of your preparation for the work you are meant to do. Through solitude, you find the strength to carry your responsibilities with grace and wisdom, knowing that each step you take is guided by a higher power. One of the most powerful gifts a chosen one possesses is their heightened intuition. This ability to sense energies, read people's intentions, and navigate life's complexities with clarity sets them apart from the rest of the world. It is a gift that allows you to foresee outcomes, make decisions with certainty, and protect yourself from harmful situations. But this gift also creates a sense of isolation. While others may rely on logic, reason, and evidence, the chosen one trusts their intuition to guide them through life. This reliance on intuition can make it difficult to connect with others who do not share this same ability. When you walk through life with this heightened sensitivity, you are constantly navigating the energies of the world around you. You can sense when something is off, when people are not being truthful, or when situations are not aligned with your higher purpose. This ability to perceive things that others cannot see can make you feel out of sync with those around you. While most people rely on external evidence to make decisions, you rely on the internal guidance that comes from your intuition. This creates a divide, as others may not understand why you make the decisions you do, or may even question your ability to sense things that are beyond their comprehension. Additionally, the ability to sense energy and intentions can be overwhelming. You can feel the weight of the world around you, the fear, the anger, the sadness, and it can leave you feeling drained. Being constantly aware of the emotional currents in a room of the energy people bring with them can be exhausting. You are a sensitive instrument tuned to the frequencies of the world, and this sensitivity requires periods of solitude to restore balance. Without time alone to process and recharge, your intuitive abilities can become overwhelming and lead to emotional burnout. Your solitude is not a choice, it is a necessity. It is in these quiet moments alone that you can recalibrate, recharge, and reconnect with your intuition. Solitude allows you the space to process the energy you absorb from the world and to find peace in your own center. Your intuition is a gift, but it requires careful maintenance. Without solitude, it becomes difficult to distinguish between your own energy and the energy of the world around you. In this space of aloneness, you can regain clarity, protect your energy, and strengthen your connection to your inner guidance. Solitude is the refuge where your intuition can flourish. It is the space where you find your center, recharge your energy, and prepare to face the world again with clarity and certainty. Your intuitive gifts are both a blessing and a challenge, but through solitude you find the strength to navigate life with grace and confidence, knowing that your inner guidance will always lead you on the right path.